So I'm going to speak very briefly about contracting. Contracting is what we do on a day-to-day basis. Contracting is an agreement which Momo will enter into with Priska, and they'll say, let us supply, let's say, flowers to, let's say, State House. They said together we are going to do it and do this business together. But what I want to tell you, I'll start with a quote. What the big print gives, the small print can take away. So you might look at the big print and say agreement, consideration, there's something small you might miss. The finer details, the small print can take away. From the big print, the small print will take away. So you need to have lawyers on board. It is important to have someone read your part, someone read your part. But that said, even when the contract is, I would say, iron-proof, people can jump out of it. Just like Momo said earlier, these were people she knew, and the sister said, oh, you ensure that this agreement is witnessed, you ensure that this agreement is registered. When such an agreement is registered, it is clearly taken to court as evidence. It can be taken to court as evidence because it is a registered document. So you can say, okay, we agreed to this, you have decided to deny it, but we registered it. It was registered with the Registrar of Documents under Uganda Registration Services Bureau. That is why we have all these entities surrounding us. That's why we have URSB, that is why we have laws, that is why we have all these things. Make use of them. Make use of the lawyers, make use of the laws. So my point of discussion is on two aspects: the key features of a contract and the enforceable and the unenforceable ones. I will not go into the theoretical bit of law, but the enforceable contracts are those that are within the ambit of the law. If you get into a contract that is an illegality, if you enter into a contract to kill someone, that will not be an enforceable contract. If you enter into a contract with all the key features, let's say there's an offer, I am coming to bring you my, let's say my orchids, you're going to bring me your tulips, we are going to say, okay, this is my offer, this is your acceptance. We are going to say, okay, this is our intention, we intend to supply to State House, this is our consideration, each of us is going to get, to bring maybe 10 million, we're going to get maybe 40 million out of it, so we make a profit of 20. Do we have the capacity? Are we all of same mind? Are we entering this kind of contracting when we know what we are doing? Or is one of us incapable of entering the contract? Is one of us, is their mental state not okay? Just like most of you have said, protecting your mental state is key, even when entering into contracts. Ensuring that these contracts are within the law. Emphasis is they should be within the law. Those are the things that make a contract enforceable. Now, the things that make a contract unenforceable are things like, I've sort of touched on them. I've said when you don't have capacity, when the contract is illegal, when it is not written. Please, ladies and gentlemen, let us not do gentleman's agreement. We are very eager to do gentleman's agreement. Let us avoid it. If we must, it's usually between a brother and sister, we want to do gentleman's agreement. Let us ensure these documents are written and we have them fine-proofed, read, and registered, witnessed, registered. So that by the time someone says, I am jumping out of this agreement, you say, no, we registered this agreement. There is no way you can jump out of it. So that's my point on contracts, all my points on contracts. And I hope they will be helpful. More importantly, contact the law firm, contact everyone who you know will give you the best advice, and that is Keystone Advocates. So what the big print gives, the small print takes away. Please let that be your takeaway from this discussion. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.